Ramirez, chairman of the Friends of the Border Patrol, a citizens group supporting Border Patrol agents. We say good morning to you, Mr. Ramirez.
Thank you for having me on.
Now, this week you announced that you're moving the start date of your Border Watch to September 16th, Mexican Independence Day, and you say that you picked that day to be in solidarity with Mexican citizens?
Absolutely. The big reason that we picked that date was because we feel that with Friends of the Border Patrol, that the people of Mexico have long been exploited and enslaved by their own government, and it's really an opportunity for Mexican citizens that are residing here illegally and in Mexico to tell their government it's time to finally reform it, rather than keep their nation institutionalized under an old feudal system that was installed.
Can you see that some might interpret that date, though, as when you line up along the border as kind of an in-your-face kind of a gesture on that day?
To the Mexican government, absolutely.
But not to the people?
No, not to the people, because, of course, we're very sensitive to that issue. I'm a third-generation American of Mexican ancestry, so I understand that issue personally.
There is another group, the Minutemen, who also have, as citizen volunteers, decided to patrol the border. They did it in Arizona a couple months ago, and they plan in, I believe, August to get to the San Diego border with Mexico. Your group is not affiliated with them?
No, in fact, that group just announced they were dropping out.
They were going to drop out.
Yes.
And they, though, in their earlier incarnation, were carrying weapons. They felt for self-protection. Some felt that that was their right to do that. What would you say to those who you're asking to volunteer your
The only people we're going to ask or allow to be volunteered are those who are active duty or off duty or retired law enforcement personnel. Of course, they already do that same type of job in their professional occupation. So, of course, naturally, they'll be carrying it in the same way. And of course we're looking for those permits as well, individuals who may be off duty or retired, well, especially for the retired. That's not necessarily a guarantee that they will have a permit.
All this is about the Border Patrol, and does it have enough personnel to do the job that it does? There is a proposal that there be 2,000 more Border Patrol agents. The Bush administration, I believe, was proposing 210. Quite a difference in number there. Do you think simply this is a matter of not enough manpower, or are there larger issues at play here? Much
larger issues. And one of the biggest issues is the fact that this administration does not have the will to enforce that. Basically, last March 23rd, when the President met with President Fox and Prime Minister Martin of Canada, they were talking open borders. We have a transcript available at our website so people can read the President's own words. That's why they don't have the will. They're putting profits over safety. If you're a border resident living along the California or Arizona border, you live in horror, you live in fear. If you're a woman or a man, you live with a gun under your pillow because you're not sure if it's going to be a drug dealer or a coyote that is attempting to gain entrance to your property that may murder you.
Let's talk about the borders and talk about Governor Schwarzenegger, who has changed his words on the border that they should be more secure. Earlier this month, Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger appeared on the O'Reilly Factor, where he said this: I think anything you do illegal is not good. I think that the federal government should be obviously much tougher and have much more border patrols available so that we can secure the borders. And then he went on to say, we ought to really all get together and inspire the federal government to just do a better job and to come up with a permanent solution. And the permanent solution is to maybe increase the amount of Mexicans that can come across the border, or aliens that can, immigrants that can come to America and work. A lot of issues going on in the governor's statement there. Talking about more from the federal government. Do you think this lies with the federal government?
Yes, it absolutely does, because, of course, immigration policies are set by the government. Well, actually, right now, if you look at how our immigration policies are being pushed, Mexico City is setting U.S. immigration policies.
So do you think that all of the stand happens at the border with the Border Patrol, not through employer sanctions and some of the other issues we've discussed earlier in this program?
Well, that's actually what's bringing people to America. When you look at the past two State of the Union addresses, the President of the United States has talked about jobs that Americans won't do. Well, I think he has it wrong. What he should be talking about is jobs that Americans did that they're not being offered.
All right, thank you for joining us. We are completely out of time, and we want to thank our viewers for joining us this morning for Eyewitness Newsmakers. For the latest news of the day, tune in at